Here we are in Clare's garden in Haldane in Bishopstown, and we are in this nice big garden. We got some apple trees, and interestingly, over the wall there's a really big green corridor, and in that corridor there's lots of habitat, there's lots of space, and lots of mature trees for insects and birds and hedgehogs and foxes, all to be kind of happily living. So here we are at the border between the garden and the green corridor, and we can see that there are plants from the green corridor trying to make their way in, and some of these include, we have ivy here. If you look into the ivy, you'll always see spider webs. Yeah. If you turn over a leaf, there'll be little creepy crawlies all over the place, and very often you'll see the little birds. You'd see wrens, in the evening time, making their way over, trying to pick off little bugs and stuff.
Okay.
We have hawthorn growing in there, and you can see that, of course, that's producing lovely berries right now that the birds will be eating. Blackberries on the briars are there, and they produce flowers like throughout the summer. It's really good for pollinating insects. We're here in Barry's garden, which is next door to Clare's garden. You share a wall, and you have the same green corridor behind you.
Well, Lee and I try to maintain the garden throughout most of the year to have plants which are flowering, for instance, in almost all seasons, to facilitate whatever wildlife there is, bugs, birds and so forth.
The thing that we'd be really hoping for to make the gardens wildlife friendly all year round is to have plants that will provide some food or shelter for various kinds of animals and insects, all the different things throughout the year. There are some lesser known flowering shrubbery trees in Ireland, like there's an Irish strawberry tree, there's bird cherry, there's other kind of shrubbery trees that would look really nice in the garden as almost ornamental plants, but they're really good for wildlife. We have these walls, but little spaces in the walls that will allow a little corridor
absolutely.
For animals to get, for a hedgehog to get from Clare's house to your house.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
All the way over, or for them to get out into the green corridor and back in. Darker spaces, quiet spaces for animals to hibernate in. Like you have like log piles over on one side, which would be great for ants and for bees to overwinter in, for hedgehogs, for anything that just needs a little bit of cover. It's really good. So I would say just keep there being quiet areas, kind of darker areas. Maybe encourage some little holes to form between your garden and the walls for animals to get in. Other native plants, because they're the plants that these pollinating insects and birds have had a really long time to develop a relationship with.
I would leave it for 3 weeks before I cut it, so there's a lot of wildflowers in it, as regards dandelions and buttercups and daisies. We've always had wildlife. We've had foxes, we still have foxes. There's a family of them over the wall and the green corridor, as you mentioned. I think I've had hedgehogs on occasions. I did see stoats a long time ago.
And one of the advantages of the edge of the city here is that we've been able to maintain these trees like the hawthorn and a nice array of ivy. So this tends to act as a trap, in a sense, or an attraction for a multiplicity of birds. And going through there, you will certainly find the common bugs of spiders, earwigs, caterpillars, snails and so forth. So I mean, ecologically it's quite nice.